Next up, we have a presentation from Legend Mining with the ticker code LEG. Legend Mining is a company focused on the Rockford Nickel-Copper Project in the Fraser Range in Western Australia. To tell us more, I will introduce you to Managing Director, Mark Wilson. Good afternoon, Mark.
Good morning for me, Jane, but afternoon for you, and nice to be here. 10 minutes is a bit of a challenge to tell a story, as my three predecessors have demonstrated, but I'll try and, given it's a new market for us, get through this in a timely manner. And so I guess the key things that I'd like to leave people with at the end of the presentation is understanding the relationship between Legend Mining, our Fraser Range Nickel Project. Nickel is a fantastic commodity to be in for a range of reasons, which I'll touch on shortly. And Rockford Project. We are a single project company. Rockford unashamedly is named after my favourite winery in the Barossa Valley. And anyone who knows me know that I not only talk the talk, but walk the walk as far as it goes for Rockford wines. Our usual disclaimer, and next again, Esg Policies. I just encourage people to go to our website. And the contents of what I'll talk to you about today. The nickel market. This is all about electric vehicle batteries. And as we've got in the summary on this slide, it's about a bigger slice of a bigger pie. You can see there that the electric vehicle battery market predicted by Macquarie Strategies is 8% of a 2.4 million tonne global nickel market today, predicted to grow in 10 years' time to a 4.5 million tonne market, but importantly, 27% of it. That is a 500% increase in the demand for the battery compatible nickel, and the battery compatible nickel is what Legend is looking for. The previous presenter touched on the fact that nickel hit a 7-year high overnight. And I would encourage your listeners to go to kitco.com, have a look at base metals, click on nickel, and you'll see the LME stockpile number there of now down around 140,000 tonnes. Now that's 2 to 3 weeks global supply of nickel. And if you go back 6 months ago, that was 5 to 6 weeks of global supply. And I'm sure Economics 101 is the long suit of most of the people I'm talking to today. When you get tight supply, you get price increase. That's what's happening. This graph this slide tells you it's not going away. And that's what Legend is exploring into. Our corporate slide, we've got a market cap of $210 million today. When we first acquired this Rockford project in 2015, that number was $20 million. Many of those shareholders in our top 20 have been with me and with Legend since that time. And at the moment, we still represent an incredible success story coming from such a low market cap to where we are today. And it's been principally around the discovery of massive nickel copper sulfide at the Mawson prospect within our Rockford project. We're very well funded with $21.7 million of cash and receivables at the end of September. And those options that I've listed here on the slide are a source of another $10 million halfway through next year. And so when you look at the chart of our top 20 shareholders, number one is Mark Creasy, father of the Fraser Range, been involved with Legend before my time, and basically has $23 million of his own cash invested in this company represented by that shareholding. Second largest shareholder, IGO. Again, cash in the company. They are the mining company of the Fraser Range. So in those two shareholders alone, anybody who comes and joins Legend is in the company of people who know exactly what they're doing with their money. And I modestly would put myself in that same category. Our board of directors Michael Atkins, our chairman, an accountant broking identity, again, a member of the top 20 shareholders. My role in Legend has been here for 15 years. The company has been rescued from the depths of despair to the healthy balance sheet and story that we've got today. And the new arrival, very important one, Oliver Kitty, a geologist, joined 12 months ago. Oliver has spent more than 10 years of his life dedicated to working in the Fraser Range. And I would argue that there isn't a more knowledgeable, passionate geologist than Oliver looking for massive nickel copper sulfide in the Fraser Range. The rest of our team there, all invested in the company and passionate about growing value. These are the parameters to invest in Legend, the basics of people, cash, structure and project. Where our project is, 300 kilometres east of Kalgoorlie. Key point here, Trans-Australia Railway line runs right through the southern part of the tenements. That's a massive tick to no or limited capex for development. And that railway line leads straight to the BHP Kambalda nickel plant, or to the port of Esperance, or to the port of Fremantle. Construction materials in, product out, little cost. The analogy with the Thompson nickel belt in Canada, these rocks poke out of the ground in Canada, 2.7 million tonne of nickel endowment, same style of belt in West Australia where we are, only 300,000 tonne of nickel. All of that is in the Nova nickel mine basically. And so size of the prize when you're hunting in this area is very significant. And so if we look who the players are in the Fraser zone, go straight to that central slide. Legend's ground is there in the orange. The grey is IGO. So our second largest shareholder is the largest landholder in the belt. If you flip across to the gravity map on the left-hand side, you can see that Legend's tenure occupies that entire central gravity high. The hotter colours in that map indicate the denser rocks, and that's what drew me to this project in 2015. And if you cast your eyes south there, you'll see that the Nova mine is in that southern gravity high, as is the Silver Knight deposit, which Creasy discovered and recently announced that he had sold to IGO. Now, the company that discovered Nova went from $10 million to $2 billion in 3 years. This is the sort of leverage that the plays that we're looking for give you. And the company that is mining down there is currently mining at $1.28 US a pound of nickel. That price I referenced that hit a high today, $9.50 a pound. The margins are enormous. That's why Legend, with its Mawson discovery, basically did a multiple of its market cap overnight. And so our key prospects, this is the Mawson prospect, which is where we made the discovery of massive nickel copper sulfide in 2019, which really changed our life. And in terms of success, for us to do that with the money we'd spent at that time, apart from Sirius, was a world record for Fraser Range. And this show basically goes through the work that we've done this year growing Mawson. Next, please. And this model, which is for the tech heads amongst us, the red is the gravity high, the green is the ultramafic rock, and the purple is the green is the chonolith, which is the mineralized intrusive, and the purple is the ultramafic core, which is the key to why Mawson is a large system, and we're confident what we're looking for will be found there. Metallurgy ticked off, environmental tier first stage ticked off, no big deal. And so then if you look at where Legend is in our project, we've basically got 3 locations which are prospective for Nova and bigger style deposits. Mawson, Magnus and octagonal. The Magnus and octagonals, you can see the eyes in that tram track mag, which is on the same line, which is the Nova and Silverknight deposits to the south. That's Magnus and octagonal. And this is a direct comparison of octagonal and Nova. For all intents and purposes, identical. And that Nova Bollinger mine is the $2 billion asset which IGO's got, producing nickel at $1.28 a pound. And so people are important to us. The power of these consultants enables us to punch way above our weight, and the best of class that we employ. And the summary of where I started: nickel, right project, right people, cash, systematic, and I think we are the leverage play for nickel in a fantastic project area. Thank you.
Well, Mark, you certainly are in a great part of the world there. So there's been quite a few questions come through about Nova and how you compare, but I think you have answered it throughout the presentation. So what can shareholders look forward to over the coming period?
It's really news flow, Jane, and I think our previous presenter talked about the delay in assays, and it strangles us because, you know, the wet chemistry, it's not just about the nickel, copper, cobalt, it's the other elements that are key to what we're looking for. We have a hiatus here between December to February. The bushfire season out there is just too risky. That'll enable us to catch up. So I think the news flow will be summary of where we've got to this year and future planning for the following year.
Wonderful. I look forward to seeing updates. Thank you for joining us, Mark. And a copy of today's presentation will be available online on brokerbriefing.com in the coming days. Thanks again.
Thanks, Jane.